Going to be going over a workflow here to show you how you can take FormIt into 3ds Max for visualization and real-time visualization. This particular data set, it's the Farnsworth house. It's available on the FormIt primer. I'm just going to turn off some of the layers here and just get it ready for export and use in 3ds Max. So these are just the layers. This is what I want to be using. Perhaps I don't want the furniture, so I can turn that off. I'm simply just going to go to the export tool here. You can do it to the cloud if you want to put on Autodesk Docs, or you can do it locally. I'm going to choose the FBX file format. I want visible only, and I'm going to export that. Now I'm just going to put it on my desktop just for the sake of the demo, and that's now exported out of FormIt as an FBX. So here in 3ds Max, I'm just going to show you the basics. We have our view cube here, we have a perspective mode. I can go Alt-W to bring that up big, or to just see all the views at once. What I'm going to be using today for the render engine is Vray. Vray have a number of really powerful tools that will speed up your workflows. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to import that FBX, small file size, and I've just got the user-defined workflow. So there are several presets here. I'm just going to go for the user-defined. And I'm just going to go and use these settings and go OK. And now when I go to the perspective mode and hit Alt-W, I've got all these parts that have come in from FormIt. So what I want to do now is just do a quick setup to show you how you can do some very fast rendering using the Vray engine. So just to walk you through it, there's a really good material browser here. So I'm going to use some of these materials because they're all being built in, and they're aligned with architectural workflows. So we've got different metals. You've got stone, tiles, woods and laminate. They're very helpful, and because they're built for the Vray engine, they'll render fantastically. And they're working with a metric system. So if you're working in centimeters or meters or millimeters, you can scale these accordingly. Just going to put that down to the bottom there. Other things, once I've actually fired up that material library here, the Vray material library browser, I can go to my render setup with the teapot and the kettle. And this has moved to the Vray rendering engine. What I typically do here is there are the main settings to speed things up. These are just my low settings to make it fast. So all I've done is switch from progressive to bucket. And for the GI, you just need to go to light cache and just drop that down to maybe 200. And that's all you really need to know about the rendering engine for the basic conceptual rendering. Now, when I go and hit the render button, you'll see this will probably show up quite dark. I just got to add a light and just adjust the exposure. So nothing's happening here at the moment, but I'm just going to leave that up there because you've got this interactive rendering. So I'll just drop that down. I'm going to go to lights, and this is just the Vray light, and I'm just going to choose a dome light. And the tool here, they've added a lot more speed for doing the rendering. So you've got new little things they've done with the dome light, where it's an adapted dome. It will speed up the light cache calculation. So now when I go back to do a render, we can see this is lighting straight away. I haven't done any cameras or anything, but it gives you a nice looking model with some basic illuminance here. Now if it's too bright, of course you can just go and make adjustments here in the multiplier, and you'll start to see the results instantly here. It just comes down to user preference. So I'll just leave it on 1 for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to hit the render production button. And here what's included in the Vray engine is the interactive rendering engine. So you can start to see changes instantly happen as you add materials to this model. So as I spin around and do that, here's your real time. So I'm just holding down the Alt button and spinning around the model. And now with that Vray material library, I can start to add some materials to that design. So if I want some wood planks here on the outside, and I'll go for maybe these dark ones, I can select those objects. So I'll just get that one, for example, just holding down the control key, and then right click and apply to the object. And here you see it updating in the real-time viewer here. So I can go and add all these things and navigate around the model as needed. I'm in this perspective mode, and I can get right inside it. So really quick workflow, and this gives you an opportunity to work with FormIt and 3ds Max in real time, where you can see this calculating pretty quick. And I'm just using a basic laptop with an RTX card, but these are the tools that you get in the AEC Collection. Vray is an add-in here, but you do get a lot of fantastic tools to help you with rendering, real-time rendering, and there are other tools here where you can go to add more context, and I'll just show you how you do that. So this is where we have lighter furniture. So we could bring in meshy furniture, but maybe I want to add people, trees, cars, etc., HDR lighting. I can go and do that very quickly. So I'll go and just filter through the ones that I've downloaded in the past, and I want to add this particular character into my scene. This will show up at the 0,0 location, but as I go in, I can add these into my scene, and they're updating in that scene as 3D objects. So quick video, quick starter video here, but there's a lot you can do with FormIt 3ds Max with the Vray engine and get some pretty decent results in a very short amount of time.